Some years ago, I was having breakfast with a friend of mine when this young chap came up to me and said, I hear you're from Nigeria. I said, yes. And then he asked me, are all your family members drug dealers? Without blinking, I looked at him and I said, are all your family rapists? He was very, very offended by this. And so was everybody who was sitting around. And I got a lot of flack from this. Why could I say that to him and all of that? And I said, did you hear what he asked me? And nobody seems to think it was wrong for him to have said that to me. But I couldn't do what I said to him. I didn't actually, funny enough, I didn't look at it like that, or maybe because he was a white guy and I'm black and I'm in a particular country, some things could go. Anyway, today we're going to have some really serious talk about ourselves. Welcome to Coffee with Timmy. It's not going to be pleasant, but we need to talk. Maybe that will make it go down well, hey? That was really nice coffee. That is really nice coffee. This week has been very traumatic for most of us in South Africa. Not because what we heard was new, but for some reason, I think we are all at our threshold, of bad news. It's just enough. So a young girl, 15, committed suicide from having been bullied in school. And she's taken this bullying for quite a while from reports that are now coming up. And it made me think, what the heck is happening? What the heck is going on around the world? It's not just about this child. It's not just about the bullying, which is really terrible right now. But the bullying is not just in school. Maybe that's what I should say. The bullying is not just in school. It's everywhere. What the heck is going on? I don't even know how to ask the question, really. What the heck is going on? Let me give you examples of what I'm talking about before we can really get down to the nitty-gritty of my chat. In 2016, a female teacher in a school in Houston, Texas, decided to maybe she didn't decide because she said she was told to, gave a boy that she's teaching, one of her students, gave him a lap dance as a birthday present in the classroom. And when she was arrested, she said, she was told to do it. When the students were being interviewed, and I saw this video, girls, because all I got tired at one point, excuse me. Those who were interviewed that I saw were girls, and they couldn't understand what the fuss was about. It was just a joke. In 2019, I think it was 2019, yes, a video came out of this girl giving a boy in school a lap dance, also in the classroom, all in school uniform, and someone was filming, and I could see another student was actually holding another phone, also filming. Somebody was watching the door, I guess, for when the teacher is coming. There were girls watching. In fact, I looked at this video again. There was a girl that wanted to do this lap dance, and then she chickened out. I guess that's what they're going to call it. And this bold one came along and gave this boy a lap dance. In the long version that wasn't edited, actually was shown on TV. This girl at one point took off her panties. She didn't pull up her skirt, but she continued with this until I think maybe they saw a teacher coming or they stopped. What the heck is going on? Why would teachers think it is okay to give a student a lap dance in class? Why? And this teacher is a female. You're an adult. Why would school kids think it is the cool thing, or I don't know what word it is being used now, to give a lap dance in school? What the heck is going on? In 2018, I think it was 2018, a boy in a school bus is going, the driver, for I don't know what caused the argument, but a video again. So these are kids who are taking video of this. A boy decided to beat the bus driver. This is an elderly man. And actually, it doesn't even matter whether it was an elderly man or not. But this was an elderly man. And this boy went all the way to where the driver was and started punching him. Did any of these kids say no? Did any of these kids shout stop? Did any of these kids think of the danger they were in with this happening while the bus was moving? No, they were cheering this boy on, and some were obviously filming this because then it was put on social media and it went viral. The gentleman, the bus driver, was luckily able to park. What the heck is going on? What has happened to us as human beings? What has happened to adults that even the children have now become this? Are these kids or I don't know. Why would you think it was okay to beat up on an old man? Why would the others who are watching that there could be nobody, not one, to say this is wrong? I don't remember what year, but again, a girl was raped on school grounds. Well, further away from wherever the other kids are. But the girl was raped on school grounds, was gang raped actually on school grounds, a 16-year-old, I remember. And someone was taking the video. This things come up because then it's put on video and then it goes on social media. Someone was taking the video, and after this, the video even went to teachers. Nobody did anything. None of the teachers said, come, what's going on here? It was alleged later that the girl was drunk on school grounds. The boys anyway, all of them went to court and they were sentenced. I think this was the first time they actually did something like that both the girl that was gang raped, they said she wasn't gang raped, she asked for it, was drunk on school grounds. She also, I don't remember what the punishment was, but they all got punished. What about the school? This poor family have now lost a child at 15. It's the worst thing that can happen to any parent, especially the mother that actually went in. Said that she got home from school, said this had happened, and then she went in, and obviously she took an overdose because then by the time the mother went in to check on her to see how she was doing, it was too late. Someone is taking a video, and none of those taking a video, none of those standing by thought, this is a bad idea. This happening here is a bad idea. I need to call an adult. I need to speak to a teacher. What are you saying to your children? Is your child a bully? Is your child being bullied? How are you handling it? In my daughter's school, I am so happy that it's zero tolerance for bullying. Has it happened? Yes. And once you report it, that's the end. It's caught quick, immediately. It's not accepted. If we keep saying children will be children, there are some kids who are not able to take children will be children. There are some kids who emotionally just cannot take it. There are kids who have started learning to fight so that they can defend themselves. I want my child to take self-defense classes, not because I want her to fight, but I want her to have the confidence that if this gets to a point where nobody else is on her side, she can look after herself. Am I inciting my child to violence? No. But the way it is going now, where parents don't see the need to say, this is not right. Because I have to look at where these kids are coming from. At one point, and I know this very well, children can get home and be angels, or maybe the angels are at school and there's something else at home. I know kids can do this, but there must be something. Unless you're not communicating with your child, unless you don't know what's going on in your child's life, will you say you have not noticed something? I was bullied, so I maybe I'm overreacting sometimes when my child tells me something. But right now I'd rather err on the side of caution and like what is going on than to actually be quiet about it. If we don't do anything, if you think, oh, children are going to be children, or you'll get over it, some kids cannot get over it. Do you know that the youngest child that children as young as 8 years old are committing suicide? How does that 8-year-old know how to commit suicide? How? On radio last week, I was listening, and this woman, and I wanted to cry when I was listening, and she was recounting this thing, and she was crying as well. You could hear the emotions in her voice. You could hear how her voice was breaking. A child at 10 was told by another 10-year-old, I'm going to beat you so badly, your mom will not recognize you. What kind of child is this? Where is that violence coming from in a 10-year-old? I'm going to beat you so badly, your mother will not recognize you. This child was told she was ugly, She didn't. Nobody loves her, and all sorts of horrible things were said to this child. And the mother went to the school, spoke to the teacher, spoke to this, spoke to that. Nothing happened until, well, things came to an end. But can you imagine what that child was going through? And the mother said she got the first thinking of something must be going on when the child said, what will it be like? Where will you go if you die? You know, where, I mean, she said she was young. She was just in her 30s when this was happening. Maybe it would be better for her if she died. You know, just stuff like that. And we need to listen to our children. I've said this like 2-3 videos ago. We need to listen to what our kids are saying. The things that they are not saying, we need to listen to it, if you know what I mean. And you know, she became aware, what is going on? There's cyberbullying. There is a massive amount of bullying that is going on cyberspace. This child, let me finish with this child. This child, it now came out when the mother, became a big thing and they had to go to the school, to the aftercare. It now came out, one child told all the other kids, like all 16 others, not to play with this one, to isolate this child. And they all followed. Nobody. I was saying, because my daughter was in the, I was saying to some parents, and because my daughter was in the car where we had this, about this 15-year-old that killed herself, all she needed was one person, out of all those who were watching, one person to stand up for her. And then she knows that I have support. All she needed was one person. And to think, I can't even watch the video. I can't. Those kind of things I can't watch. To think those, they were around there going, I don't know, whatever it is they were saying, cheering on the fight. And some had the presence of mind to take a video of this thing and then put it online. Do you know how humiliating that is for anyone? Not only were you beaten and then you put it for everybody to see over and over again, how would you show your face in the school again? And you know, at that age, it's like this is the end of the world. And unfortunately for this girl, it was for her. That was it. She just couldn't take it anymore. What the heck is happening? Where is the world? Where is our humanity? What are we teaching these children? There's no discipline in school. In most schools now, there's no discipline. Teachers are afraid. Teachers are being bullied. Not just the students, teachers are being bullied. Teachers are being beaten in the classroom. Last week or 2 weeks ago, a teacher was stabbed to death because somewhere along the week, he had refused to give a student second helping. This student then decided this day was going to stab the teacher to death. Stabbed in front of people. What kind of child goes to school with a knife? I don't get it. It's like I wasn't a young person before. What kind of person goes to school with a knife? When you take a knife, it's like when you take a gun to work. The chances of you using it is very high because it's there. It is there. You're going to use it. I'm going to read something out here now. In May last year, May 2020, the UN Secretary General said, the pandemic continues to unleash a tsunami of hate and xenophobia, scapegoating and scaremongering, and urge governments to act now to strengthen the immunity of our society against the virus of hate. Nearly 1 year on, communities wild word, no, that's what he said. Now, 1 year on, what he was talking about is happening in America. It has become from the United States all the way to Australia, to England. There are people who are hitting and who are attacking Asians. Why? Just because they're Asian. And they think, wrong belief, and probably from things they've heard, that they brought the coronavirus to their country. People who have lived in America for years. And you know what? They're attacking old people. What kind of child has not been brought up, who has no manners, and think that the only thing they have to do to maybe lighten their day, entertainment for the day, is to attack another human being, to attack an old person. There's no respect. There is no respect for age anymore. There is no respect for age anymore. 4 teenagers, girls, get up at the back of a bus and started beating on a 51-year-old Asian woman. She didn't do anything to them. They were in a bus. One of them must have thought, This is cool. Let's go. We've seen the video of those women in a Uber car. They started beating on this poor driver. What? Because it was different. It's the same as this boy who saw me for the first time in his life. And the only thing that he can ask me is, because I'm Nigerian, then all my family members we must be drug dealers. I don't know one drug dealer, and I am proud to be a Nigerian. Why would you just take people and just put them together and accept, and this is what you think they are? And this person that you see on the road, he is not the virus. He is not the one bringing the virus to your country. Even if it was, why would you do that? What gives you, where do you think you have the right? Is it right when you walk up to someone who is having a cup of coffee and then you just slap them and then you walk away? Who do you think you are? What do you think you are? Huh? I really don't understand what is going on. I watched one video last week, and this woman, she didn't know that the CCTV was there. So I saw her from when it caught her from when she was coming forward, and she took her bag, put it cross body, tied a jersey, and then she walked up. As she was passing this woman, there were two of them sitting there. I couldn't see the face of the other one. She gives her a big slap across the face and walks on. This is a woman. This hate crime against Asians is across. It has crossed gender. It's female. It's male. It has crossed race. And this is the one that really, really puzzles me. It's not just white on Asians. It's blacks. It's Latinos. It's Hispanic. These are people who also have been. These are people who've also gone through being hated because of their skin, because of who they are, and they are doing the same thing to people. Where is this going to end? And this is a sort of bullying. In fact, one report that I read said this is not bullying. What happened to this girl in South Africa is not bullying. This was an attack, was an assault. And that's what they're doing. You just walk into a train, you see someone who looks different, and you attack them for no reason. And you are so confident that you're going to get away with it. You are so confident you're going to get away with it. There was a 73-year-old woman who was standing by the bus stop, and this guy just comes and punches her in the face. Just like that. Wow. This woman picks up a stick. I don't know where the stick came from, but she retaliated. I know violence is not good, but I'm sorry. I am like, kudos to this woman. She beat him so badly, he needed an ambulance to get away from there. When he attacked an old woman thinking she's old, I can get away with it. She's old, she's probably defenseless. Asians are being killed for what? For just being Asian. This boy saw me and probably just concluded, that's it. She's got to be from a drug dealing family. Huh? Why? Why can we not accept each other? Why can we not tolerate each other? We all have to live here, whether we like it or not. We all have to live here. You can kill us all off. And why would you want to do that? Why? Where is our humanity? That's just what I'm asking. And I'm so worried about the children who are thinking, it's so cool. I had to say to my daughter, this is not Tom and Jerry. This is not Tom and Jerry. They're not going to get up and then walk. If someone is bullying someone, you need to go tell a teacher. You need to tell me when you get them, not just not if it's happening to you, but if it's happening to somebody else. You've got to be sister and brother to the other people. If you think it's funny when you're watching how this thing happened, what if it was somebody you know? What if it turns out to be your mom, your sister, your brother? In the UK, four young Asians were working home, 2 girls and I'll say 2 young ladies and 2 young men. And this white guy just has to follow them, racial slurs, talking nonsense. And at one point, he grabbed hold of one of the girls. I don't know what to say to the girl. So one of the young men decided to defend the girl and beat him. I think must have beaten him properly because he then got arrested, went to court, but he was freed. The judge said no, it was self-defense. How do you just look at someone on the road and then, the next thing you think is, I'm going to beat this person. I'm going to, I've seen so many, when I was watching, I was like, these are black people. These are black people slapping someone. Right now, you have saw all this cops killing blacks and the riots going on, but somehow it hasn't registered in their brain that they're doing the same thing. Acts of violence against people of a different color, of a different race. It has not registered. We need a whole lot of prayers, a whole lot of renewing our mind. This woman who was telling the story on the radio, she had to take a child out of the school because some schools just don't do anything about it. And some parents actually tell and I think maybe from home, not all homes, I'm sure, but from home, some of these kids, the only way the things are resolved in their families probably from feast, But what if it's not like that at home? Where is your child getting it from? And if you're told that your child is a bully, you need to do something about it. I've heard a mom once, I think also on the radio, she said her daughter was recounting something that happened, and she realized, my child is a bully. And she told the girl immediately, you're a bully, and started doing things about it. Don't say because this is my child is perfect. We know that these kids are not perfect. They are precious. They are our precious little ones, but they are not perfect. They are not. So we need to do something. You need to speak to your child. If you don't have a conversation with your child every day, find out what happened in school today. Not because you want something bad to happen in school, but develop that relationship where you find out what is going on with you in school. And then you'll hear all the stuff that is happening. It might not be happening to your child, but it might be happening to somebody else. And this has to stop. This has to stop. I find there's still hope in humanity. There's a story in somewhere in America where the neighbors of this Asian family have decided to keep watch. They found that they were being attacked. Boys in the area, about 20 teenage boys, will come at night, middle of the night, they'll press the bell, they throw stones at their windows. The kids are traumatized, the parents cannot sleep. They got CCTV, they got the police involved, but this wasn't stopping. And when one of the neighbors then saw the video of what was happening, she took it upon herself, and now they formed like a neighborhood watch so that this family can have some peace. They've taken a stand, and that's all I'm saying. When we take a stand, we need one person, two, to take a stand against something bad. Maybe let's assume these people don't know what they're doing is bad. Let's assume they don't know what is bad. That is bad. But one person, that's all you need. One person needs to take a stand, and someone else who might have been timid and a bit afraid about standing up will then say, okay, I'm also going to stand beside you, and it will grow. It will grow. I don't know what we're going to do, except we're going to stand up. We're going to stand up and be counted for what is good. We're going to stand up and speak out against what is bad. Because silence sometimes is just acceptance. Even if you say it's not, but I don't believe in that. Yes, but you're silent. You haven't said you don't believe in it. You haven't said you believe. You cannot sit on the fence anymore. That time is past. We can't sit on the fence anymore. It's been Coffee with Temi. Before I go, if you didn't have coffee, I think you need to go get a cup of coffee now. You need to get your own cup of coffee now. And just go over this. Speak to your children, please. Speak to those around you. I'll see you next week. Bye for now.